Good morning, resellers and thrifters. I'm Carrie from Be Carried Away. If you haven't been here before, thank you. Think about liking and subscribing if you like reseller content. I'm a sometimes part-time, sometimes full-time reseller on eBay, Mercari, Poshmark, Facebook Marketplace. So Beck and I are just about to leave the house. I've got my working clothes on. I'm going to be doing some errands, and I wasn't going to do much thrifting this week. I'm really loaded up with items, and I wasn't going to do any sourcing. But I've got some errands to do right near the thrift store. So I'm going to limit myself to 5 items today. I want to take a look. I want to walk in, make sure I don't miss anything. You know, a really great bolo, be on the lookout, or something fabulous. So I'm going to go in, but I'm going to limit myself. So let's see what I can do, limiting myself to 5 items today. Okay, so already this morning I have done List Perfectly and cross-listed some items that I had posted yesterday to eBay, and I had them queued up in List Perfectly, and so when I woke up this morning I was able to just start cross-posting. So while I was doing that, I was listening to YouTube channels, and that's the thing I love about using this List Perfectly service, is that you can really multitask. So for me, watching YouTube videos, it feels like you're learning about what to look for and that sort of thing, and how other resellers are working and running their businesses, and at the same time you're getting work done. So it feels very productive. So then I dropped off a package at the FedEx, which I had already packaged up yesterday. And then I did a couple just basic errands. I went to the bank, I went to the gas up my car, and I stopped at my local drugstore to pick up a few things. So here I am at my thrift store. I'm just swinging by to see if I can stick to 5 things, which is not easy for me. I usually end up with 30 things. So this is my honey hole, and it's my go-to thrift store, so I'm a little more uncomfortable filming in here. I don't have a chest mount or anything like that. I'm just using my phone, so we'll see what kind of footage I can get. So I'm going to bring you in with me. See you inside. So when I go through the thrift store, I almost always head immediately for the shoes. I really like selling shoes, and I do make quite a bit of money on shoes. There's a good profit margin there. I pick up these clogs, and I'm hoping they're Dansko or Sanita, but they're not, so I do put them back. And then I pick up these Soft brand is a good brand, but I don't get them today. And then I pick up this pair of Western looking mules or clogs, and I throw them in the cart. I don't know the brand, but they're in excellent condition, and they're only asking $5.99 for them. So I put them in my cart, and then later I'll comp them when I have time to sit down and take a look. I think that these gray slides are really cute. They're in great condition. I think it's Earth Spirit. Again, on a day when I'm trying to limit what it is that I get, that's not something that I would pick up, that particular brand. And the same goes for this bag. It's really cute. The price is pretty good. Condition's good. It's not something that's spectacular though, and so I do leave that behind. These are interesting. I didn't know the brand, but again, I didn't take the time to comp them. I thought they had a really unique look to them. Again, excellent condition. So left them behind though on this day. I really think it's important when going to look at shoes, when going through the shoes, to look at each pair closely. Pick them up, feel them, feel the leather, turn them over, look at the condition, and you'll find some gems. You really will. Something like this, the leopard print is going to stand out, and those are something you might pick up. But you really want to go through pretty much everything. I have found some hidden gems just literally hiding in plain sight. So you really want to dig through and look through the shoes. Same goes with these bags. Mostly I just lounge around. So I throw that in the cart. I think that's cute, and it might be a great Christmas present for one of the kids. So same goes for this bin. I have found some amazing stuff in this bin. I love that vintage purse. It's nothing super spectacular, so I do put that back. I found Tory Burch in here just 2 weeks ago that I sold for $100. I found Coach in here. It's the same process, getting down there and digging. Boom. I love this vintage tapestry carpet bag sort of wallet. So that goes in the cart. Digging down to the bottom, pulling each one out, making sure you don't miss any, feeling the leather, taking a look at the brand names, the design, all of those things that go into finding resale items. But again, because I'm trying to keep it to a minimum today, I'm going to have to make some decisions on what I'm keeping, what I'm leaving behind. And I go back to this bin. I dig through farther. I try to get down to the bottom and, pull out anything that's kind of down in there. This feels like nice leather, but it's not in very good condition. So I do put that back. Briefly look through the scarves. There's another standing rack here with some bags. I thought that was cool, but it did have a monogram on it. So look through a couple of no-name bags. There's no brands or names on these, so that's not something I would pick up even on a regular day when I'm not concerned about the number of items I'm picking up. I still wouldn't get something like that didn't have a brand name. All the books, I'm going to pass the books today. I'm not going to take the time to go through all of them. So I'm heading over to the hard goods. So here at my thrift store, they have the hard goods all on racks. There's about 5 or 6 rows. It's never super loaded with stuff. Today's a little more light than usual. They have a really good sell-through rate at this thrift store. They price things low. So here's a Cracker Barrel set of dishes, which I think are really pretty actually, and I probably would have comped those on a typical day. People do like Cracker Barrel and things like that. I don't know how they sell, but it would be interesting to comp those. So this store prices things low, and for that reason they sell. They sell their stuff. They have a different strategy than some of the other Goodwills I've seen, where the prices are high and things sit, and then if they don't sell, they go to a bins where you pay by the pound. Here, they're trying to price things low and get it out the door. So that set of dishes there was, 13 pieces for $6.99. I've picked up Wedgwood in this store, a set of Wedgwood for, $8.99 for 25 pieces. So, really good prices, and it's why I love this store so much. I do take a look at the mugs. I generally do. I find in with the mugs, I find this great vintage glass for 49 cents. But mugs are something that I don't generally pick up unless I'm looking, maybe for a Starbucks at a good price. Those were pretty, but they were a little bit, they were just too new. The brand was Royal Norfolk, and they were not as vintage as I thought they were when I first picked them up. So I'm kind of briefly passing through the clear glass. I do think clear glass is important to go through sometimes. I found some clear glass gems over the years. And I see this really cool pitcher, blown glass almost pitcher with a Doberman on it. At first it looks like the Willy boxer glasses, those vintage antique Willy glasses, but it's a Doberman. And I already have a Doberman print in the cart from when I first walked into the store, and then I see another Doberman item. So starting to realize that somebody's collection of Doberman collectibles has been brought to the Salvation Army. So I've got 2 of them in my cart. I love dog stuff, dog and cat stuff. People like to collect. My eye goes right down there to this tray. This is super cool. 1960s maybe, barbecue tray, really bright colors, lots of graphics on there, and it was only 99 cents. So that goes in the cart. So I'm starting to fill my cart up. So I'm going to have some decisions to make here about what I keep and what I don't. take a quick look at the pots and pans. There's really nothing there. Then I look over here at these figurines. Not too much there. There's some, some interesting pieces, but nothing that's stand out. I don't generally pick up these kinds of modern resin pieces, but that was another dog that looked like a schnauzer, and people like them. Now this I pick up with definitely a lot more interest. I do like to sell and pick up religious items. They sell really well. They're absolutely beautiful. People want to have those things in their homes, and so especially vintage religious items are definitely a pickup for me. This I unroll because this looks cubist. This looks like cubism, the style of painting, mid-century modern sort of painting, and it is. It's a print of a painting called Adam and Little Eve by Klee, and this, it's too bad. I'm so bummed that it's kind of rolled up like that, but it was only 99 cents. So I put that in the cart, and I'm going to comp that before I leave to see if it's something I'm going to keep. Sweet, sweet. So again, I'm drawn to cats and dogs, and they sell well. 79 cents, little box of stationery. I'm piling things in as I go. Some more stationery, much more modern, and I don't end up picking that up. So again, there's not a lot on the shelves today, which is probably a good thing for me because I'm trying to keep it to a minimum. I take a look at, these were really cool. These were like wall stencils, brand new, unopened. I thought it was super cool, but that was $14.99 new, and the store had priced that up. So there was no profit margin there to be made. Next, I go through these gift bags. I often pick up gift bags just for myself, for the house, to keep here. I've got some really nice ones. They're inexpensive at the store, and so I toss those into the cart. 2 of them were New York Giants, so I thought those were cool. Paint by numbers, vintage paint by numbers can sell for a lot of money. These aren't vintage though, so you can tell by the feel. The paper's too thin, and they're just not old. So I'm briefly looking over here. I am just drawn right away to this jacket. It's bright, it stands out. I'm not looking through the clothes, but it's Ralph Lauren. I'm trying to figure out what exactly it is. I see US Open on it. Oh, and when I turn it around, that is a definite pickup for me. That's the US Open Tennis Championships for 2018. So I'm going to comp that before I leave the store, but that's a definite pickup. Total, utter, and complete failure. Okay, so I'm done at the thrift store, and we stopped for lunch. It's about 12:30, so I'm at a local park where Beck and I are going to take a little walk in a little bit. So I decided that it was a complete and total, utter failure. I couldn't stick to 5 things. I wasn't even near 5 things. I don't know how many things that I do have, but it's more than 5. So I don't know that I'm going to do that experiment again. So I've decided though with this stuff, what I'm going to do with this haul is do a car haul. So do a haul right now with the stuff. I did comp everything in the store, and I'm going to leave the bag in the car. So this is a nice big bag of stuff over here. And I'm just gonna leave this in the car until I go to New Jersey this weekend. I'm driving down to see Mike on Friday. Today's Tuesday. So this will be a great haul to process while I'm in the hotel down there. So, I like to always have something with me to do. So this is a perfect bag. It's a good size, it's hard goods. It'll be easy to photograph, get everything cleaned up in the hotel, and get everything listed down there. So I'm gonna go through and tell you what I got, and I'll show you all my failures. And right on top is something that I got right when I was walking out. I actually had to go back to the register and pay, and it was just the super sweet little poodle in really good condition. And I did look at the tush tag, and this is a Buildabear. So the Buildabear, this particular Buildabear didn't go for a lot without clothes, but her outfit is just so adorable. It's these shorts with this really cool, you know, puffy pink, and she was only $1.99. So I said I've been trying to get into plush, so here's a piece of plush, and I think she's super cute. The first is this Gladys Emerson Cook print, and this is a vintage print. You can see the Cook is off there, but she's a very well-known artist for animals, and I absolutely love this Doberman print. It was $4.99. These generally sell for in the neighborhood of $25 to $30 or so, framed like this. There was only one of these listed that sold for like $2, but it wasn't framed and it was in Australia. So there isn't anything else listed, and I'll definitely put it up. I'll probably go high with it because I have a gallery wall at my house and I love dog prints. And so I'll probably keep it on my wall until it sells. So I'm gonna list this high and I'm gonna sit on it. So if someone really wants this Doberman print, you know, they'll be able to purchase it from me, but maybe not right away. Next, I got these gift bags. These are only 49 cents and they're vintage. And I just thought these would be super cool for a Giants fan to have these old vintage bags. This one's actually dated 1992. So these are, you know, quite old. This one's Russ, and this one's actually an NFL team, Sports Impressions, made in Korea. So for $1, I think, you know, I'll probably ask in the neighborhood of $20 or low 20s, something like that. But those are vintage, so they're not something somebody's gonna come across just in the store. Okay, this, I think when you saw me grab this, you could tell that I just really loved it. Oh, this is right up my alley. This is gorgeous. This is a tapestry wallet, and it's got this kind of faux, crinkly, vintage faux leather vinyl inside, and I think I paid, yep, I paid $2.99 for that. So I'm gonna, again, normally what I do, because I'm a long tail seller, I'll list things high. You know, if they don't sell after 6 months or 4 or 5 months, something like that, I'll lower them. But I'm probably gonna start this at in the 30s. This is, you know, this is a unique, really nice, gorgeous colors, great condition, and so I'm gonna list that high. Next, you saw me go for this barbecue tin. It's got this really cool old brick. You see these once in a while. You know, this one's in really good condition and the price was right. It was 99 cents. I love that there's a lobster on there. There's the turkey on the spit. There's tomatoes and some bacon. So just a really fun, this would be really fun for, you know, a vintage barbecue, but also, you know, I love camping and I love to see those decked out old vintage campers. You know, this would be great for, you know, a picnic or a, just decorative inside of a vintage camper. So 99 cents, I'm definitely going to have this in my store, and I'll probably list this in the $20 range, low 20s, maybe $25, something like that. I didn't actually comp this one because I just knew I was going to take it. Sometimes, you know, if I know for sure I'm getting it, I don't feel the need to comp it, but I do comp almost everything that I do pick up. Really unhappy to see it rolled up like this. Or as it was in the store. So, but this is a beautiful print and it is vintage. It's from the Klee collection at the Metropolitan Museum, and it's dated from an exhibition in 1988. So, this print, there's no corner damage and there's no actual damage to the print itself. There's the folds in it. So sometimes when these are professionally framed, the folds can be, pressed out. So I think this will look beautiful framed. And the title of the piece is called Adam and Little Eve. And Paul Klee, the artist, was working, he died in the 40s. So this is a beautiful piece of cubist art that somebody will definitely want to have in their apartment, their house, etc. I didn't see any comps for this exact one. Well, I did see this print. You can find this print really inexpensively, but not as part of the exhibition. So the print is just plain. It doesn't say at the bottom the Metropolitan Museum and have the date. So that's what it distinguishes this one from just a, you know, a plain print. So I did see one from that exhibition listed for $50. It was not sold, but it wasn't this particular print. So I think the popularity of the style of print combined with the vintage date and combined with the that it's from the Met. I think I'll get it around 54. I'm gonna list it for around that, and we'll go from there. But somebody's gonna have to frame it and have it, you know, smoothed out. But I think it will look really nice when that's done. Next, I just got a couple of things that I'm going to use as stocking stuffers and gifts. So all year long I'm out thrifting. So what better, you know, I have 7 nieces and nephews that I buy gifts for, and 4 stepkids. So this is the kind of stuff, you know, I'll pick up for one of the girls, one of the teenagers. Mostly I just lounge around the house feeling fabulous. So that's perfect. It's in great condition. A couple little beauty sponges, you know, 49 cents, stocking stuffer kind of things. So a couple of those. The one that surprised me the most when I did comps were these shoes. Now I picked these up on Style. I have not heard of this brand, but I thought they were really a cool style. So they're a little bit of an older style, maybe. They kind of have that Western, but they're slides, mules or slides, these are called. These are only $5.99. The brand is Roper. They're in beautiful condition. They're practically new. And when I did comps on these, they were really high. I mean, they were in the $50, $40, $50, and $60. So I thought these were going to be something I was going to put back, and that I'd win my challenge and only have 5 items, but didn't work. They comped too high. Okay, next, you saw me pick these up. How sweet. It's the kind of thing, you know, my eye goes right to it. It says Cozy Kittens. Now, the one thing I did do to these was that price sticker, the old vintage one, was over the lettering that says Cozy Kittens. So I did move that because I think that's important for the photograph. But for 79 cents, this sort of old stationery, people love their cats and their kittens. I'll probably ask around $15 or so. This stationery would be called ephemera. That's the word for vintage, you know, kind of paper goods and things like that. So I'll list this as vintage stationery envelopes. It's just too sweet not to get for 79 cents. Okay, next is another category that I definitely, so the dogs and the cats is a category that I go to, vintage. I also pick up religious vintage goods all the time. They sell well. People like to have them in their homes. So this cross, I believe this is like maybe the Stations of the Cross. It's not all of them, but there's all of these different scenes. This is like a resin. It's not chalkware. And then it has the psalm down on the bottom here, and I paid $1.99 for that. So I'm probably going to list this in the $30 range because it's just in really good condition. It's unique. I didn't see any listed like it. And so just based on the style and the vintageness of it, I'll probably list this around 30 or so. Okay, second to last, I did save the best for last, but second to last is this 2-piece set of clothing. I'm going to put the screenshot up of a comp that I did since I'm not taking this out of the car. I'm not going to photograph mine, but the exact one is listed for $25. I paid $3.50 for the 2-piece set. This is Log and Look. And I think the ones that are up, they aren't listed as such. So I think I might get a little bit more actually if it's listed that way. You know, you want to market it not just as a 2-piece skirt and jacket, but as that particular look. It's the hand painted, art to wear. There's a couple of terms I think in there, art to wear, log and look, that layered look that I would put in the listing that might bring it a better price or help it sell more quickly. So it's this 2-piece, excellent condition. It was just $3.50, half price on pink today. So I came across it. It was the year 2000. It's vintage, so I thought I'd pick that up. It's nothing fabulous, but it definitely will sell, and I'll make a little bit of a profit on it. Okay. Save the best for last. This is why I went to the thrift store today when I wasn't going to. I'm right there. I don't want to miss out on something fabulous, and there was something fabulous at the store today. So this was on the rack hanging by itself, and I just drew my attention to it immediately. This is a Ralph Lauren Polo Tennis US Open jacket. It was full price, green tag, so I paid $5.99 for this. It's in absolutely fantastic, excellent condition. There's one listed and one sold. This exact jacket sold 2 days ago for $185 with free shipping, but for $185 I'll take it. So I'm pretty stoked about my trip. So it was a fail in terms of the fact that I couldn't keep it to 5 items, but it was definitely not a fail in terms of making a profit. So I'm gonna fold everything back up. I'm gonna leave it here in the car. It's gonna be hard to do. The new stuff always, you know, gets me. I love researching and looking at all the stuff and, you know, kind of getting it ready, prepped for photos, but I'm gonna leave it in the car. I'm gonna work on today. I got some shipping to do. I've got about 8 packages that need to get out, and then I'm gonna take some photographs. It's a beautiful, beautiful sunny day. I use natural light. I don't have a light kit. Part of the reason for that is that I do this wherever I am, and I don't want to be tied to, you know, just my home, just an office, that sort of thing. If I'm going to visit Mike in the hotel, I can do photographs there. If I'm camping, I can do photographs, you know, at the campground, wherever I am. You know, I'll work and I'll get this reselling project out there wherever I am. So on a nice sunny day like this is the kind of day when I'm going to be photographing. So I'm going to get home, I'll get that started, and I'll see you in a little bit. So it's the end of the day. I did get my shipping out. I got my photographs taken, and now I'm going to sit down and just do some listing. All told, today at the thrift store, I did get 11 items for resale. I spent about $34 on them, so just over $3 per item. And I do expect a really good return between the shoes and the jacket, and then, you know, the smaller returns on the other items. I'm really glad that I went today, and I'm glad that I took you along with me. Thank you so much for watching, and happy thrifting, everybody.